Welcome back to The Gifted Leader. This is part 2 of emotional intelligence and how to use it. So in my last video, I talked about the emotional tone scale. And at the bottom is grief and apathy. At the top is enthusiasm and how to get up and down that tone scale. Now, what I'd like to talk about today is how to use emotional intelligence in leadership. So one of the things you want to start practicing right away, and you can do this at work, you can do it with your family, and you can do it with people in public places, is just start watching people and observe to see if you can tell their emotional state or well-being just by their body language, by the way they walk, by the tone or the volume of their voice. Sometimes it doesn't take very much. But there are some people that are completely void of the ability of having emotional intelligence. They can't tell when somebody's in a bad mood. I actually had an employee at one point break a part, a very valuable part, in the morning, and that afternoon he asked me for a raise. So he had no emotional intelligence. He didn't know that today was the wrong day to poke the bear. So the first thing I want you to start practicing is just notice people, especially people that you're not very familiar with, and see if you can tell what their mood is. And what you want to do is practice reading their mood and then figure out as close as you can where are they on the tone scale. I wrote a blog this month, and you can go to the tone and check that blog out on my website at thegiftedleader.com, and that the tone scale is on there. But try practicing for the next couple of weeks just reading somebody's tone and see if you can find it. Once you get good at reading what their emotional tone is or their level of emotional intelligence, then you have the ability to communicate with them exactly where they're at. In my last video, I used the example of anger. And so if you have an employee or somebody that you're trying to lead that's angry, you go to angry with them. And then what you do is you go to angry with them, not at them. I want to repeat that. Very, very, very important. You go to angry with them, beside them, not at them. And you say things like this. If I was you, I'd be mad too. And you do it from a place of anger. You don't say, if I was you, I'd be angry too. No, if I was you, I'd be angry too. You have every right to be angry. Holy cow, I can't believe this happened. At that point, you're with them in anger. And once you're with them in anger and you're communicating, they're feeling heard and they're feeling understood. And once they feel that you understand and hear them, they're going to start to open up to things you have to say, the things that you want to put into them, the things that you want to coach them with, the things that you want to lift them up to be better at, to be a better person, to be a better whatever their job might be. But you have to get there with them in that emotion, not at them with the emotion, but with them in the emotion. Be on their side. And at that point, you have the ability to move them up the emotional tone scale. Once you move somebody up the emotional tone scale, then it gets really, really easy to be able to start communicating at a much calmer level. Even if you move them up to a place called boredom, they're going to be able to at least hear what you have to say instead of rejecting everything you have to say because they're still angry with you. Once you've moved them, then you have to be very careful and use words that are positive and uplifting. For example, I'm very confident that you can do better at this. I've seen some of the other things that you do, and they're amazing. You still don't jump to enthusiasm. You've just moved them up to boredom. So you got to be very careful and stay in boredom with them, but use words that are going to be powerful, positive, and uplifting when you're having that conversation with them. This is a powerful skill. This will make you a very, very effective, trusted, respected, and admired leader. Now, one of the things that you're going to have to practice is control and self-discipline. Let me stick my hand up. Hard for me still on certain days. But that's the key to this, is practice discipline where you don't get sucked into it and start going at them with that anger or that grief or that apathy or their covert hostility, all those things that are negative below around a place called 0 or 1 on the emotional tone scale. This is a skill that you can develop if you don't have it. And if you already have it, it's a skill you can continue to refine over time with practice. And the results of what you'll be able to help people with will be unbelievably amazing. So get at it, get to it. You can do it, and we'll see you soon.